ACOG iRacing Series here live at the virtual Talladega Super Speedway, getting set to go green here just momentarily for round number 2 out of 6 for the Super Speedway Series. And brings us here live, of course, at the virtual Talladega Super Speedway with the ARCA machines. Should be a fun one to see on how it will all go for this 75 lap event. My name is Icurious.
And I'm Dewey Shram. Hopefully we have more than 4 vehicles on the lead lap at the end of the race, which is what we had last week with the trucks at Daytona. But new cars, new venue, so hopefully bigger and better things here for tonight's event. We'll dive right in here and see where everybody's shaking out here in practice and in points. Parker White, by virtue of his win last week, leads the point standings after 1 of 6 events. But of course, with it only being 1 race in, it's still anybody's championship.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the different point system here is you're earning 62. 62 without any bonus points per race. So, making a race by itself just gains you a lot of points. So, attendance is going to be key for the championship, as well as finishing position. But finishing position always a matter of championship standings, but attendance as well. That's not usually something we really want to highlight on, because back when iScar ran, iScar was usually based off of how many people show up per race. But since there's a static amount of points that are being handed out per race, you're gonna have to make all 6 races to be in there at the end.
Yeah, it makes you wonder how differently some of those championship battles in the past would have gone if we had this point system, but we'll never know. But interesting nonetheless. And of course, there's I think 5 or 6 bonus points available on top of the 62 you can get just from winning the race. So you definitely want to max those out as well as even showing up. Right now, Keelan Belsha in the 14, who I believe finished last week at Daytona, currently tops the charts. So trying to reverse his fortune and maybe score a good finish here in tonight's event. But of course, practice times here at a plate track like this don't really mean a whole lot, but definitely can't hurt to know that your car is that fast.
Yeah, that's right. And especially when drafting in these vehicles are going to be something that something a bit different. You can't really bump in these vehicles, so it's all going to matter on how you're going to set yourself up with runs and get your line moving by the end of it. So it should be interesting to see on how it'll all go, especially with these ARCA machines.
Yeah, we've had some notorious incidents where you get a bad bump in these cars because the bumpers don't quite line up that evenly, and it'll just turn somebody right around. So we'll see if that ends up happening tonight, or they can make it through the race without that potentially occurring. But should be interesting nonetheless. And I believe these cars have the new damage model now as well, and I don't think they had it the last time we ran an event with these cars, so we'll see how much of an impact that also has on tonight's race.
Yeah, it should be fun. You should see parts fly around if we do have a big wreck ensue, just like that, as the 83 goes upside down. But regardless, hopefully that doesn't have to be used, because we like to see some clean racing out on the racetrack. So we're going to scoot ourselves to the side. Glad you can tune us here live on MaxspeedTV ACOG iRacing Series Super Speedway League, live here for the Talladega round number 2. Catch you here in just a moment after the national anthem. And we're back here live at the ACOG iRacing Series Super Speedway event, here live at the virtual Talladega Super Speedway. Currently drivers taking their fastest two around the racetrack as we get set to go green here just momentarily. No heats or shenanigans, just straight to the point right after qualifying. So right now, for all these drivers out on the racetrack, trying to set themselves up with track position.
And so looking here at the 26, I believe this is Jackson Menchu, or Nick Roten actually, in the famous Max Zurich Clown Machine. So we'll see how the Clown car does here in tonight's race as he comes around to complete his first lap here. There's the 15 of Benjamin White, who's also running the Clown car tonight. So we'll see how both of the Clown cars do here tonight. And we got a Dogecoin car here. That's the 38 of Dylan Basin. Won a couple races in the fall season last year. We'll see how he does here to start off the summer season. And Miles Nelson in the 06. I believe this is his league debut. So we'll see how he fares here tonight.
Yeah, so we do have a few rookies out here tonight. Tommy Reynolds, I think, made a start just yesterday at Volusia. So, I'm not really sure if he did. I'm probably thinking of somebody else. Oh, it was Jasper Lenglade in the 140, who is out here on this field. So, Miles Nelson, another part of that rookie class. So,
yeah, Lenglade ran the race last week at Daytona as well, but he got wrecked out, I believe, around the halfway point in the race. So, hopefully for him, he will have a better time here tonight as Kyler Wynn to the top of the board. For now, we'll see if he can stay there over the next minute and a half. Mitch Hobbs up into second place. Mitch has come close to winning quite a few times, but hasn't quite been able to get it done yet. And here's our defending series winner, Parker White, in the 95, won the season opener at Daytona last week, surviving all the carnage that there was, and walking out of there with the win and the points lead. We'll see if he can retain that points lead here after these next 75 laps.
And seeing as though there's only like 15-ish cars qualifying here for tonight, so a lot of drivers just laying back. I would lay back too, especially what happened last week with only 3-4 drivers finishing on the lead lap.
Yeah.
That was pretty atrocious by itself. So hopefully we could get more than that by the end of it. But I'm sure we'll still have a good show from a halfway point on forward. Sir St. Clair also pulling a lap out in the racetrack in the number 01. Dylan Basin at the top of the board as Dominic Al will scoot himself into second spot.
Yeah, and I would expect these times to fluctuate a bit more depending on how many more people are on track taking laps, but we'll see if that lap there by Basin is enough to get him the top spot. Dominic Cow looks like will start in second as of right now. Ran well last week, but unfortunately got caught up in an incident that knocked him out of the race. And as time expires, it's going to be Dylan Basin in the 38 who will win the pole here for tonight's race, the fastest of the 15 cars that took time. So congrats to Dylan on picking up the pole position here for tonight. And he'll lead us to the green here momentarily.
Yep, here we go, just straight into the grid here with this one. Starting row number 1, we just mentioned Dylan Basin, and right alongside of him, the number 86 of Dominic Howe.
Row 2, Kyler Wynn in the 146, and Mitch Hobbs. We'll see if he's a bridesmaid again tonight. He'll roll off fourth.
Row number 3 going to be Parker White in the 95. Last week's winner, Peter Kenny, right alongside of him.
Row 4, Benjamin A. White in the 15, and Latham Joyner to his outside in the 3.
Rest of the orders going to be shown on your screen. Find your favorite driver and hope for the whole win as we read out the last row. Justin Johnson as well as Joe Berge. And some notable people you want to watch out for. Anybody listed with an R right next to their name, that signifies they are a rookie.
As we scroll further down the field here, Josh Patterson picked up a top 5 at Atlanta the other night in the Next Gen race. There's Jasper Lenglade. We'll see if he can improve on his finish last week And looks like 30 cars are going to take the green flag here for tonight. So we think we had a full, or not a full, but I think we had about 38, 39 last week, so a couple less than that here for tonight. Race analysis here on the bottom left of your screen. 2.66 miles is the length here of Talladega Superspeedway. We've got an afternoon session setting here. Pit road speed 55 miles per hour. So watch for those potential speeding penalties as they make green flag pit stops. Fuel window of 35 to 40 laps. So if this does go green for a long part of the race, we will see green stops and tire sets non-existent.
Here's more of your track information, more about Talladega Superspeedway. Of course, here 33-degree banking, 31 at Daytona, and we'll show the weather. It's static here for tonight, so straightforward for Q. So raw speed was off of Q, and for Dylan Basin, that number 38 was the fastest, and didn't luck himself via wind direction and such like that. So Basin proving why he's the best out here on the service.
Yeah, and like I mentioned a few moments ago, picked up, I believe it was 5 or 6 victories across the 3 series we had last winter. And we'll see if he can start off this summer season with another one and maybe take that momentum into the next winter season. And I believe he won a Talladega race. I don't remember which one it was, but he won at Talladega somewhere in the winter. So he knows how to get around this place and knows what moves to make. We'll see if he can get it done tonight.
Yeah, and that was the Xfinity series where he busted out Liam Sheen off of the final corner. And Dylan ended up winning that race, and in the victory lane he went. That was his, I think, second or third victory. I know he picked up 3 in total. But yeah, Dylan Basin coming off a stride of momentum from last season. And here he is starting up top. Oh man, it's Talladega. We know what this track provides, and with these ARCA machines, what we saw last season, 3x3 about 5-6 rows deep. Hopefully we get to see that again, but this time, hopefully people keep themselves clean based off of what happened last week, but...
For sure.
Yeah, we're all in it for a good show here for tonight. And with 30 cars out on the racetrack, a bit less of what we saw, hopefully it'll be easier to keep it calm and steady toward the front. And here they go.
Pace car will get itself down onto pit road because we don't need it on the track anymore. And the field of 30 cars will make their way through the tri-oval. And we're almost ready to take the green.
Yep, there's not really any restart lines listed here at the exit of the tri-oval, but if you time it out well, right about here, that's when you want to hit the throttle. We're up and away here at Talladega for 75 laps of racing.
Pretty even start for Basin and Howe as they make their way into turn 1. We'll see the moves here potentially up top, up or down to the bottom through turns 1 and 2. One car jumps up to the top, I would assume to drop to the back, and we'll see if anybody else decides to do that here on the apron out of 2. And looks like the 83 and a couple others will indeed decide to drop to the rear, potentially trying to avoid a first or early lap incident, as the 2 front row sitters still side by side here into 3. And there's like 4 clown cars.
Oh, right
no!
into the wall!
Oh man, Latham Joyner in the 3 just pounded the outside wall, and his night's over before it really started. Woof. That one caught us both off guard.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere. I mean, everybody looked organized, but I guess Latham got hooked. I'm not really sure.
Battling between 2 clown cars here. That's Hankins and Roten. That's Frimpong, and looks like he wasn't clear to come down, and oof.
I think he was the only car involved.
I think he came down to... I think he was trying to get help from Frimpong and tried to slide down in line in front of him. And I think he was clear to do it, and he might have just gotten loose while he slid down and just overcorrected it back up the hill. We'll get another look at it, though. That's Frimpong in the green and purple 53. You'll see him start to slide down. And I don't know if there was just a tad bit of bumper contact or if he just got loose, but hard into the outside wall either way.
Yeah, I mean, I think Latham just tried to come down right in front of Frimpong. Way too early to make an aggressive move like that, and I mean, Frimpong came down. I think Latham was just trying to follow through with the 26 and just turned right in front of the 53. And the 143.
72 with the 143. They're really lucky they didn't get clipped by that. And it looks like everybody else avoided this. So a tough break for Latham, but thankfully everybody else looks like they have managed to stay out of the trouble, as I'm surprised there's this many people pitting on lap 2.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably one-stop it from this point forward. So for all these drivers who are working themselves on a pit road, you could stretch it to around lap 40, I think. I mean, I think you could have split it halfway regardless, but just a bit of insurance to put yourself and top it off on fuel. And as well as you have unlimited tire set, so it's not something it's not killing you if you go on a pit road. There's no cons to hitting pit road.
Caught me a bit off guard there. I didn't think there'd be that many people, but I suppose it can't hurt to have, you know, just a little bit more fuel than you would have had otherwise.
And as well as you could hit pit road and just to scoot yourself to the back of the field. For all those drivers who are just laying back and such, well, easy does it just to go on a pit road and scoot yourself to the rear. So it's a better way to drop yourself to the apron. I mean, better way to drop yourself back rather than using the apron on the opening lap or the restart. So I mean, with a first lap wreck, of course, it's going to bring a red flag to everybody.
I believe, I don't know if we had a first lap wreck last week, but I think we at least had one within the first 5 laps last week. So in the Super Speedway series, early race wrecks are pretty commonplace, so it didn't surprise me to see all those people drop to the back. And of course, given that, you know, it never hurts to come down and top off on fuel. And we saw today at Pocono, that one extra lap of fuel that Kyle Busch had ended up making the difference between him winning and running out of gas before the end. So who knows? Maybe somebody that just pit now, you know, that maybe that'll set him up later to potentially be good to the end, where maybe somebody that didn't may not be.
Just to see on how the cautions are going to play out, because each caution on a super speedway resets a bunch of things. So not only regroups the field, resets sort of fuel strategy, as well as track position. So should be interesting to see on how it'll all go by the end of it. But for right now, still pacing under caution off of our first lap. Latham Joyner does, I mean, not Latham Joyner, but yeah, Latham Joyner is listed now as a DNF.
And a bit of a side note, unlike Kyle Busch, hopefully nobody's transmission gets stuck in 4th gear tonight. Because at a super speedway, that would not be good at all. But and you see Basin as he's pacing here, you notice he's pacing down on the apron instead of up on the banking. So even though it's only lap 4, some fuel saving already taking place with 38. So trying to make sure he can one-stop it from here to the end of the race and doesn't have to potentially pit twice with only a handful of laps to go.
Again, didn't get as big of a green flag run in there. We only lasted 3 turns before Latham mashed the outside wall. So not sure if a few drivers did hit pit road just to come on in and top off yet again. Our
win, Keelan Belsha, a couple others. And it looks like they'll be able to catch up to the back for the green flag drops.
Yeah, so it seems as though everybody from 22nd on back are all on pit road. So Patterson, oh man, that's a very lengthy pit stop. So hopefully he can catch himself to the end of the field.
I wonder if maybe he got netcode damage or something.
It was Tommy Reynolds, the other car involved in that. He's the one who hit Frimpong. But Reynolds seems as though he stayed out on the racetrack. See that machine right there? The 260. It was a triple-digit car. I'm not sure if it was like Lenglade or something like that, but it was a red car. Might have been the 18 of Aaron Brown, but
I think it was the 143.
Yeah, it might have been the 143.
Alright, so we get ourselves ready here to go back green on lap number 5. That's Cole Williams in the 143. So Dylan Basin and Parker White, last week's winner, will be on the front row here for the restart.
Here we go.
Green, green, green.
Green, green, green. Hopping away again at Dega. A bit of contact there in the background. Not really sure what's going on, but regardless, we get going.
I think Frimpong maybe tried to slide right down in line, but there was somebody already there. Thankfully, no wreck ensued, but close call there off the restart. As we'll see a bit of fanning out here out of turn 2. We'll see if you have any 3-wide action here as we get ourselves up to speed. And indeed, looks like a clown car is pulled out. Not sure which one it is. That's White in the 15 with Roten near him in the 26. As Hobbs now up to second on the bottom.
Yeah, some 3-wide action. Nobody going with the 15 of Benjamin A. White, so he's going to get left out to dry, and to the back he goes. Up front, though, Basin gets clear for the lead, and we'll see if that second car in line of Mitch Hobbs could get up to the high side. Looks like he can't, and here comes Parker White.
And we've seen Mitch be really aggressive, especially at the plate tracks lately, and, it's ended up resulting in some incidents, so hopefully he can keep the car cleaner tonight and maybe get himself a finish up near where he's running right now. And he's one of those guys that's also come really close to winning quite a few times. So if he can do that, maybe he can make tonight the night.
Malachi Drake got out of line, and that car right behind him is trying to squeeze himself through the middle. Not sure who that is. That might be the 148 of Luke Peters. Whoa!
Oh.
There they go!
Oh, there they go! Basin gets hooked. Parker gets hooked. The 38 goes up on 2 wheels. Oh, and somebody else goes hard into the outside wall and now goes upside down. And a huge wreck here on lap number 6 is going to take quite a few people out of contention. There's Frimpong in the 53. And we talked about bad bumps pre-race. And here's one of them, resulting in a huge pileup here to 3.
They started to fan out 3-wide. I'm not sure if there was a bit of confusion there with Malachi Drake. It might have been. I mean,
I think the 148 got the 9.
Oh, no, the 9 got the 95.
There it is. And, Mitch into the inside wall, Malachi into the inside wall. Yeah, Malachi gave Parker a bad bump, and I think Malachi checked up to let him save it, and then when he checked up, the 148 ended up getting into him, and that set everything off. And we'll see who else ended up involved in this. Saw Frimpong and Malachi and Mitch. And we'll see who the car that went upside down was. It's the 262. And there's Basin getting hooked up on 2 wheels. Bachman nowhere to go.
Ooh.
Hard hit for the 262 and the 143. That's Bridger Olson and the black 59 also involved. Whole lot of people collected in this one. Man.
And take another look at it as the 95 got hooked.
Oh. That was a close call there between Purgy and Kyler Winnes. They were both slowing down to miss this. And I don't think Parker actually hit anything. He might be okay.
See Parker sort of scoot himself up the racetrack. I think he was trying to avoid the spinning car or Basin.
Oh, Patterson ended up in that too. Benjamin A. White in the 15 also completely missed that. Oh man. Yeah, we talked about bad bumps, and unfortunately that bump from Malachi and the one right after it from the 148. It's going to take some people out, and you see the damage to Bridger even though he's staying out. But we'll see if Bridger can make it 2 races in a row where he finishes in the top 10, 30 laps down.
That's the dangers of super speedway racing. I mean, it's not only just the ARCA car, honestly. You give a bad bump in the truck, the Cup car, the Xfinity car, you're gonna get sent sideways. So, just a bad case of bumping, and I mean, Parker had it straight, but it was just the accordion effect right behind, which all set it off between, I think it was Luke Peters and Malachi Drake. And all they went, and unfortunately it hooked Basin up the racetrack. Enough to wad up at least 10 drivers in that mix, so lots of drivers on pit road taking optional and such like that. And luckily with the new damage model, I know optional is a bit different, so just because you have like a 20-30 seconds of damage doesn't mean you're out of it. But arrow wise, if you have a flapping rear end or like a flapping fender, it's definitely going to hurt you down on speed. So it should be interesting to see on who's going to shuffle where by the end of this.
Yeah, and you mentioned just the bad bumps in general, that, you know, a bad bump in any car can set off a wreck, but I think it's exacerbated by the fact that these bumpers just do not line up. So any bad bump you give is probably multiplied by 2 or 3 in these vehicles, and you saw the end result of that just now. So the 148 will lead the race now. That's Luke Peters. Hankins now in second, as I believe Bridger has now come down pit road to get that damage fixed. Should get the 1 to green this time. Hopefully we can get a green run in here.
More drivers hitting pit road off of another wave, so into pit road goes Kyler. And a few select others, so yeah, it seems as though we've eliminated at least 5 other vehicles off of that exchange. A lot of other drivers do have damage, just trying to get that all repaired and out on the racetrack. So in the meantime of that wreck happened toward the front, so now we have a new leader. It's going to be Luke Peters in the 148, right alongside the 72 Kilo Hankins. If that wreck wasn't a red flag, I don't even know what is. We're gonna probably wad up more than half the field by the end of it, but still, we have a lot of cars in contention of it. Seems as though 23 cars on the lead lap. Joe Berge seems as though 1 lap down. Mitch Hobbs also 1 lap down. Tommy Reynolds 2 laps down. We've eliminated first row Bridger Olsen's out of it. Malachi Drake, Keelan Belsha, and Latham Joyner.
Yeah, back-to-back rough finishes for Belsha. I believe he finished in the bottom 5 last week and another bottom 5 finish here for him this week. So the luck definitely not on his side here when it comes to Super Speedway racing. But hopefully he can right the ship next week at Daytona. And I believe we'll be with the Xfinity cars for that one.
Be fun to see Xfinity cars at Daytona. I love that kind of combination. The two best combinations Super Speedway wise, I think, is the Xfinity series at Daytona and the trucks at Dega. That in my opinion is a goated combination Super Speedway wise. But here we go, getting set to go green off of another restart. Luke Peters gonna lead this one to the charge. There's a stack up right behind. Still a lot of cars left in it. Take the green on lap number 10.
And you see the 2 clown cars on the top and the 2 clown cars on the bottom. So 4 teammates here already in the top 10. We'll see if those 4 can get themselves together and try to work their way towards the front and maybe try to dominate this race from here on out. We saw that a couple years ago with Stewart Haas Racing at Talladega. We'll see if these 4 can try to replicate that as tonight's race goes on.
Benjamin A. White slid up across the racetrack, booted somebody to the 3rd lane. I think that was the 140. Jasper Lenglade, so to the top he goes as they're starting to fan out 3 wide. And that might have been the 13 of Thomas Lloyd going to lead that outside line, but it's starting to evaporate as soon as it got condensed. And Peter going to go high side.
Shuffled out. As Aaron Brown in the 18 makes his way now up into 5th place. As one of the clown cars, I believe it was Peter Kenny, got shuffled out by the 18. So Kenny will drop now further through the field as he has no help up there. And at the line, the 72 of Hankins coming off his first ever win on Friday in Atlanta, trying to see if he can go 2 for 3 in the weekend.
How about that for Kahlua Hankins, getting a lot of momentum from that win Friday night. And here he is up on the high side, trying to grab the lead away from the 148 of Luke Peters. Luke Peters, one of our rookies out here tonight. The other rookie, Jasper Lenglade, all the way stuck back in 14th. And Kahlua gonna clear the 148, but gonna swap to the high side.
Good move by Peters there in the middle of the turn as Hankins barely made that work. And out of 4, they'll be side by side as Aaron Brown right on the back bumper of Peters. And look no further, 2 cars that were just involved in that last wreck, David Bachman and Dylan Basin, both up top trying to make that third line work.
And you can make that third line work. The only reason it condenses better rather than some other series as you see Luke Peters just trying to pinch Kahlua Hankins through the center of the corner is because you can't bump in these cars. So you're sort of stalled out while trying to arrow push yourself forward. So that outside line, that third line could easily form itself forward. And you see a perfect example there with Bachman and Basin. Right now, they're in the third row.
I think it is possible to bump with these cars. You just have to time it perfectly and know what you're doing, or else it'll spell disaster. It's a very calculated risk, and it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of guys just don't bother doing it. See Mitch Hobbs go another lap down here as he gets out of the way on the apron. And at the line, the 148 of Peters got it just by a smidge over the 72. And here comes Bachman. We might go 3 wide for the lead here out of 2.
Yeah, Bachman's coming up with a monster run, but unfortunately 2 cars is not going to cut it. We'll see if somebody's going to hop there. It might be Cole Whitty in the number 71, just sort of floating in the midst of this 3 wide action. But another thing you have to keep in touch of with these ARCA machines is it's going to be hard to push. To time your pushes out well when the engine is super hot. So it's easy to blow a motor here as Luke Peters is doing a Dale Jr. action type move. We might go 4 wide into the tri-oval.
Yeah, Aaron Brown and Parker White both jump up as at the line. I think it's going to be the 18 as Parker now in front of Bachman and Basin. So now the third line's starting to get beefed up a bit more. We'll see if anybody else decides to go up there, but Hankins will now retake the lead here through turns 1 and 2, and Colton Zimmer in the 09 out of nowhere now finds himself in 2nd place.
And so Zimmer to 2nd as he scoots himself to the high side. He's gunning for the lead now, so now Zimmer to the front, and that was a very
good
move there by the 148 of Peters to swing up there to block that high side, and it ended up costing him the lead. And he's also squirrely as well, right in the midst of that pack.
Yeah, for a split second, I thought he was going to end up getting into the back of the 18 as Bachman slides down the line, and Parker White looks like he's going to lose some spots here. But a good move down the backstretch from Zimmer, but he won't lead the lap as that will go to the 18 of Aaron Brown. And he should be able to clear down to the bottom here into 1, but it looks like he's going to stay up in the middle, tucked in front of that 148. As Miles Nelson will get out of the way of the leaders. And down the back, Clown Car makes a move to the top, one of them.
Whoa!
And a big bump there, and one of them's in the wall. Keep it going.
Somehow everybody kept it straight. It was the 15 and 95 who snagged the outside barrier, but that abrupt block sort of caused a disruption, and they nearly wrecked.
Yeah, I think the 148 gave the 18 a bad bump, and then right after that, the 15 tagged the wall, but the whole pack is a bit disconnected now, but thankfully everybody keeps it straight, and we stay green. As Brown will lead another lap here at the line, and Bachman now up top by himself.
So luckily no wreck, but we definitely fanned out the pack. Dylan Basin all the way at the tail end of it in 20th spot. We'll see if he can stay tucked up with this big pack up front. Who's being led by Aaron Brown in that number 18.
Aaron will clear into 3. There's Benjamin White. Even though he just hit the wall, he'll try the outside line once again, but doesn't really have any help up there. As Parker gets booted down into the apron, he'll keep it going. Through the trial, Bachman has another car tucked in behind him now. Not sure who it is, but Brown will lead another one here.
Zimmer gonna pick up the 148 up on the high side. Oh, looks like I think Peters was trying to scoot himself down under. Looks like it didn't work, but he's gonna propel that outside line forward. And here comes Bachman again. That third line coming back with another run.
That's Cole Woody in the 71 that was behind him, but now tucked in line. Peters makes a move to the bottom. Zimmer's going to block that move. As I think that's Patterson getting out of the way. So Zimmer will fend off the charge from Luke Peters for now. We'll see if that 148 can try again out of 4.
See what works as he's Brown up on the
There he
high
goes.
side. Everybody ditch Zimmer.
Yeah, Zimmer could block the first one, couldn't quite block that one. And Peters will lead the lap at the line, and he'll jump right back down in front of the 09 and back to the point he goes.
Still a lot of racing left. Peters stayed out the last caution, so he's going to have to pit a bit earlier than what these other drivers have to. Everybody else can hit pit road 20 to 25 laps from now. Peters is going to be in a bit of a situation, and if this thing does stretch all the way to a green flag cycle, Peters is going to have to be the first one on pit road.
You see Mark Frimpong in the 53 is going to stay on the track, and that's going to cause the field to shuffle up a lane, and I think Parker White tags the wall where everybody was doing that. You know, no fault to Frimpong. He's, you know, it's his right to be there, but with these cars, it's a bit more squirrely as they try to get by slower vehicles like that.
Yeah, that's right. Frimpong held his line, but everybody else did a very odd job of working around that number 53, so that fanned out the field just a bit, but it seems as though all 19 of these drivers still latched on to this main pack. Dylan Basin disconnected from the session, so he is not he would be listed now as a DNF, but up front though, it's all Zimmer in the 09 the starters all the way to the front.
Yeah, according to Dylan, he had a wheel disconnection and it caused him to just straight line into the inside wall, so that has prematurely ended the night of the 38, which is too bad because he went out there and won the pole for tonight and won't be able to show that he can finish where he started, so better luck next week for him. And that will eliminate one more car here. As Cole Woody out of nowhere has got himself to lead the top line with help from Cole Williams in the 143 who was involved in that last incident.
Yeah, here comes some more contenders out of nowhere. You see the 143 Cole Williams also in that mix. You mentioned Cole Woody up there in the high side. Here comes Parker White with a run with one of his a helper up in the high side. Not sure who that is, but he might have snagged the outside barrier. That was the 146 of Kyler Wynn.
And here comes all the clown cars, all 4 of them under a blanket here out of 4. We'll see if they can make their way up to the front and try to fend off all these other guys that are battling here. As Colton Zimmer will go back to the lead once again. And here comes Woody with help from the 15.
3 by 3, looking 4 rows deep.
There's Cole on the top.
Oh, nobody wants to be in the middle.
Yeah, the 71 and the 15 are probably going to fall a little bit unless they can get enough of a side draft to maintain the momentum. And I think they might be, but look at the run the 143 is getting up on the top.
He might clear into 3, but looks like is not just yet. Gonna have to wait for some type of resurgence as they fall back. And Justin Johnson in that number 33, and that number looks like 3rd car in line in the middle. He's sort of disconnected with a 15 and Benjamin A. White. Regardless, though, I think once that the 33 tucks up to the back side of that 15, we're gonna have that second line propel forth again.
He's going to do it pretty soon. He's got a 4th car now down there as well. I believe that's the 79. So now the middle's starting to fill in once again. And the inside's a bit disconnected too. See the gap there between the 09 and the 18. So that's going to hurt Colton Zimmer. And we'll see if Cole can try to clear out of 2 this time.
1 car to the apron, looking out of harm's way. Well, one of the clown machines goes down low as Cole Williams had to get a huge run. Coming into 3. We'll see if it can clear Cole Woody.
And he does. So the outside will... So the 2 Coles now, 1st and 2nd. But a great job by Cole of setting up that top side, using it to his advantage. and now finds himself leading this race.
And as soon as Williams slotted himself to the front, that outside line disappeared. So, the man who was leading that third line is now on the inside as Parker White trying to form up something yet again up at the high side. Looks like it's not going to happen.
71 and Woody jumps up top, and that's going to disconnect the bottom briefly. But now Zimmer is tucked in behind the 143 again. But you see just those couple of seconds of there not being any help is going to allow the 71 and the 15 to get to the front. And first and second place they go, as Cole Woody will now lead again. And Benjamin White trying to lead for the first time tonight. He'll jump up to the middle.
Benjamin tried to go under Woody into 3. It looks like it didn't happen. He didn't have the run like he expected to, but he scooted himself up to the top. You saw the run that Parker White had, and here he goes. He's going to grab the lead.
The clown car leads the field, and he'll jump down to the bottom in front of the 71. So mission accomplished there for the 15, but, you know, still 51 laps to go after this that he's got to stay up there for.
Scoot up right up off the corner. Everybody getting themselves organized again. It's 2 by 2. Never mind that. Bachman wants to make a third lane happen. We'll see if anybody goes with him.
Ooh, at the 71 had to go down on the apron to try to gather his car up. Thankfully, that didn't result in something worse, but at that angle, it looked like he was about to end up entering 3 underneath the 15 as somebody's in the wall. Bethune in the 90, not sure what just happened there, but that's going to cost him some track position.
Look it up front. They're 3 by 3, 3 rows deep. Looking dangerous. One car gets out of line. Oh, that's Parker White. He scoots himself down to the inside. Clear out of harm's way, but yeah, the 90 of Jeremiah did snag the outside barrier. We'll see if he could latch on to the tail end of the lead draft, but oh, Woody drops himself down low, just trying to get out of harm's way. Looks like he smells a wreck coming.
Yeah, we'll see if his senses are correct here, as the middle looks totally disconnected again. Only 2 cars right now in that middle line, and here comes Bachman leading the top side with Peters and Aaron Brown. But for right now, last week's winner, Parker White, now leads the whole field as we approach 1/3 of the way through the race.
Ooh, Peters, they were looking 4 wide there momentarily. I think the 86, Dominic, he backed out of it, and that allowed them to get organized back to 2 wide action. But Bachman gets left by himself. We'll see if one car gets picked up on the high side to propel them 4th. Up front, though, all Parker White. Where did Justin come out of?
Justin's quietly been running in the top 10 for the last 5-6 laps, and now finds himself up in the top 5. We'll see if he can get himself now up into the race lead, as Burgee will get himself out of the way and almost hooks the 15 of Benjamin. He takes evasive action up to the top line to avoid being hooked, and that's going to cost everybody up there some time, as Zimmer now pulls out looking for the lead.
Oh, they're going to have to look forward around Frimpong. One car to the apron.
Oh, jeez. That's going to, whoever that was, whichever clown car that is going to lose a lot of time off of that. That was close.
They all make their way around some lap traffic. They work themselves around Burgee. Burgee seems as though he's going to be able to latch onto this lead pack, just moving himself out of harm's way. Now by Frimpong cleanly.
Peter Kenny to the back bumper of Parker White in the 3. And there, see the third line forming again with White and Bachman. See if anybody else goes up there.
Oh!
Oh, what
was that? What kind of save was that? Oh, we gotta get a replay of that. What in the world? I have never seen a wild save.
No, he did not just do that.
There's no way.
What?
Oh my god!
How?
I've never seen such a ratchet save like that. That was impressive. That was Benjamin White.
That might be one of the greatest saves I've ever seen. That was unbelievable.
That was impressive. That was impressive. Oh man, that's iRacing top 10 worthy. Oh my god.
Yeah, that'll be in ACOG promo videos for a long time, I imagine. That one was freaking believable.
I've never seen a save that wild before. That was amazing. That would have been a 10-car pileup, but Benjamin...
I was about to say, probably just saved about 10 people's races, too.
Yeah, oh my god.
Wow.
That was amazing.
And he's still in the top 10, too. He's running 8th place as of the last timing loop, so he didn't even lose that much time with that either. So all around, what a job there. As side-by-side for the lead with Parker White and Colton Zimmer. Johnson right behind the 95. We'll see if he can try to make a move for the lead here out of 4. Man.
That's going to be talked about for a while. Up front, though, Zimmer. Seems as though a couple of clown cars right behind. That's Peter Kenny and Nick Roten in the number 26. Roten doing a nice job of just holding himself in 7th for right now. 3rd car on the inside as, Aaron Brown, a bit tight through into turn number 1. Had to back out of it just momentarily, but, man, starting to stack up yet again, but everybody keeping themselves clean for right now. Very surprised.
A good green flag run like we've had, but this means we're coming up soon on potential green flag pit stops. I believe to make it to the end of the race, you're going to have to pit, I want to say, between lap 35 and 40. But for Luke Peters in the 148, who stayed out on that lap 4 wreck, he's going to have to pit, I think, a few laps before the rest of this field's going to. So that's going to be a detriment to him. But if you can at least stretch this to lap 35, you'll probably be able to make it if you save a little bit. But so to be on the safe side, I'd probably try to stretch this to 40 if you can.
Yeah, I'd also want to stretch it to 40 as well. So just survive the next 10 laps, and you'll be set for a good run all the way to the finish. Again, it's just one stop race from this point forward from that caution.
Surviving the next 10 laps, easier said than done for sure.
Still 3 wide action there up on the high side. It's been about 3 to 4 cars who have been up against that barrier and trying to make something happen, and it's been successful. We saw Cole Williams do it earlier. Now he's yet again leading the charge up on the high side with Benjamin A. White, but seemed as though not forming up as Parker White. This is going to be interesting because this 3rd line's coming up on the lap car.
Oh, I'm not sure who that is, but
Sawyer St. Clair.
He basically hit the wall to get out of the way, so sacrificing his own car for the betterment of everybody else. So shout out to that slow car for keeping us out of harm's way. Wow! Colton Zimmer into the wall. Speaking of harm's way, Cole Woody's around, Aaron Brown's around.
All right, man, caution.
And this is going to put us under caution right before we were going to hit green flag pit stops. And this means you're probably going to go back green with just around 40 to go. So this is going to put people right on the button for the fuel window.
Zimmer gets himself going. Another person who was involved in that wreck, I think the 71, Woody was in it. We'll get a replay of what happened here down the back, but
I think Justin had a huge run. He's going to bump the 09.
Just hooked him.
Yeah. Nowhere for Cole to go. No, both Coles, actually. Thomas Lloyd ends up getting into the 09. Bethune does a nice job there of slowing down to miss it. And I think only those 4 or 5. I think that's the extent of the incident. I think everybody else managed to stay out of the way. So Burgee will be the free pass. He'll get one of his 2 laps back.
That's good news for him because, I mean, Mark got lapped twice under that green flag run, so...
Yeah, the issue is I don't think his car is strong enough to stay in the lead pack, though. We'll see if it is, but... Yeah, another incident, though, caused by a bad bump, and the big run that Justin had there coming up on Colton, I think it would have been better if he had jumped up high and see if he could have taken the car behind him with him to try to see if they can clear the 09 into 3, because with what he did there, he just gave the 09 a shot he could not handle. and around he went.
Everybody on pit road, so pit stops could be very important, especially when fuel is going to be a definite concern. We'll see how the other drivers are going to do with that damage, but hopefully it's not going to affect them too much. But yeah, this is definitely going to be a bit interesting to see on who's going to go where off of the green what am I saying? Off of this fuel run, because it's going to be close all the way to the end. No doubt about it.
Yeah, I think we're going to get the 1 to green next time by, and if that's the case, we'll go green on 36, and that's going to be exactly 40 to go. And with a window of 35 to 40, it's going to be pretty much as close as you could possibly get on fuel. And of course, the fuel window is an estimation. I mean, just because it says 35 to 40 doesn't mean you're going to get 40 laps out of it. It could be, 34 to 38 or, 35 to 39. It could be a difference that small, but like we saw earlier today, even one lap could make a difference. So just keep in mind that even though we think it's going to be 35 to 40, it could be a few laps more or a few laps less. So we'll see how the cookie crumbles here in terms of fuel mileage.
We'll see if anybody else just goes on the pit road with 1 lap to go and tries to top it off. I expect some drivers to, since it's going to be close. It seems as though I think that's the 06 that's in. Hal comes on in. The 146 comes on in, as well as Schmidt. So a few drivers going to elect to hit pit road and top it off in fuel. Person who's led the most laps is going to be starting second. That's going to be Parker White. But 148 has led a handful amount of laps as well. To the 18, 72, and 15 all have led laps. So a long ways to go until the end of it. Coming up on here, looks like going to be 40-ish to go. All right. So here we go again. Cole Woody eliminated off of the wreck. Williams is now 1 lap down, so we're left with 17 cars, all on the lead lap.
Saw the 84 of Bachman on the apron there. Similar thing to what Basin did earlier, trying to save as much fuel as you can under pace, and we'll see if that ends up making a difference later on in the race.
Alright, here we go. Luke Peters going to lead this thing to green. And how about some new names working themselves to the mix? That's number 26, and Nick Roten now in the 4th spot. Jeremiah Bethune in the 90, he's going to be sitting in 8th. And here comes Len Glade in the 140, he's going to be 10th. Green flag's out.
Yeah, Roden's had a quite good night. He's been running top 10 for a good portion of tonight's race. See if he can maybe get himself up to the lead here in the next couple laps.
Parker's doing a nice job of keeping himself present in the high side. I think he's going to have a run. Never mind that. They dip him out. 3 wide down the back now.
Yeah, Parker White's going to drop, looks like a couple spots, but Benjamin White will pick him up here and prevent the 95 from falling through the field. And here comes Johnson as well up to the middle. So just as we thought the 95 was going to free fall, he gets a bunch of support here, and he'll stay right up in this lead pack. And here comes Roten leading the top side now, looking for second on his teammate Peter Kenny.
Yeah, the man who got shuffled out of that was a 72, Kiloa Hankins, as well as the 90, Jeremiah Bethune. They fall outside the top 10, but up front now, we get ourselves up to speed, and it's 2 cars battle it up front, 26 and 148, as Parker White's trying to squeeze himself 3 wide through the middle. Nick Roten trying to control that high side, but he's a bit sideways, and here comes that third line.
Yeah, Justin Johnson, Kyler Wynn leading the top side now, as the inside gets a bit disconnected there. I think the 19 was peeking the nose under for some air, trying to push the 148 of Peters. And there's Justin briefly to the race lead, as we'll go 3 wide for the lead here in the middle of turn 3. Aaron Brown's going to ditch the top side and go down to the middle, and that's probably going to kill the momentum that top side had.
Hasn't led a lap. Now has a big challenge up here to the front straightaway. Seems as though it's going to be the 148. Just by a nose. Here comes Justin yet again with a monster run up on the high side.
Yeah, Kyler's been giving him a really great push so far, but not enough cars up there to make it work, as Aaron will jump back up there again after being up there 2 laps prior. But it looks like that's all it's going to be for right now, as we'll go 3 wide for the lead once again.
3 wide into 3. Everybody keeping distance, just by inches over each other. Try not to push each other, just give each other enough room to keep your line stable. Roten, he's going to have another run, but here comes Justin. He might lead the lap.
I think he did. Just by a couple thousandths, he did lead that lap at the line, but I mean, it was a great run he got, but not enough to clear either of the 2 lines beneath him. He needs a couple more cars to jump up behind the 18 of Aaron Brown if he wants a big enough push to come down. But you never know, if they can stay like this, and you know, he might be able to clear, or at least lead the lap if it's the last one. But now he finally gets a good run. So Kyler gave him one heck of a push, and turns out they didn't even need more cars up there. That 146 just knows how to push without wrecking, I guess.
3 wide, and it's Roten who's going to get pushed out to the high side. It's the 146 of, I think that's a win. Right behind, they're going to go 4.
Oh, if I were Kyler, I'd back out of this. Oh, yep, there they go. Nick Roten's going to spin. Another clown car is around. That's the 15 of Benjamin White.
Oh,
and,
got nailed.
Oh, got T-boned. Had it walked down and stopped, and he got T-boned. I don't know by who. Might have been Lenglade. But I knew once they went 4 that was not going to end well, but with how that was set up, that could have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah, the first car sideways was Roten. I mean, you saw it through those last few laps. I mean, 2 sideways to really hold, to be a lead car, and unfortunately paid the price. But get another replay at it again, but
I think Roten and Benjamin were the only 2 involved in this, but here you see they go 4 wide, and that was netcode.
Oh yeah, I thought Roten came down, but never minded that. A bit of netcode caused that incident.
And the 26 rides the wall through turns 1 and 2, so a rough go of it here for the clown cars, as there goes the 15. He ends up spinning it, and he didn't hit anything, and then was locking it down as the 26 gets off the wall, and then the 140 Lenglade unfortunately just couldn't get it slowed down in time, as there's the 15 spinning and just spins right down in front of him and ends up T-boning him right in the door. Nothing really either of them could do in that situation. So that'll leave the 140 with some pretty decent damage there, and given the circumstances with fuel, I would expect everybody down pit road this time.
Yep. All right. So, oh, Aaron Brown a bit sideways on in. He might have spun it, but nope, never mind of that. Pit road's going to be open. I think there's going to be people topping off. Here they go.
Yeah, it looks like pretty much everybody's going to make their way down. Well, one car stays. I don't know if that's a wave around or not. It might be.
Yeah, so all the lead lap cars did fling it on a pit road, so. Peter Kenny out first, but fuel only stopped for that number 19. And track position has brought him up 4th. Not 4th, but 4th of the line, not the number 4. Peters did stay out. That was the car who stayed himself out on the racetrack, so...
It's twice now. Interesting. Back when we had the incident on lap either 4 or 5, everybody came down pit road then, and the 148 also stayed out that time. So we'll see if it works out for him here.
And that means those drivers right behind, that 01, I think that's Sawyer St. Clair, he's not going to be able to get a wave around because this car stayed on, Luke Peters stayed himself out on the racetrack, so unfortunate. But fortunately for Bergie, who did take a wave around, where he got the free pass, so Bergie now on the lead lap. Not a lot to really discuss about, but if y'all are tuning in here for tonight, crap. ACOG Super Speedway Series.
It's alright, I've done it too.
Yeah, we've all have done it at least twice now.
Hey, we've been saying the same thing for 5 years, so it'll take a bit to get used to.
Yeah, that's right.
It happens. Even though it's, plastered all over, our race ticker. But, 1 to go. We'll go green with 32 to go as somebody's just riding the wall there into 1. But looks like they've...
Sorry, St. Clair, it's just, he had to get...
I don't know what that was. So Luke Peters, Peter Kenny, Thomas Lloyd, David Bachman, and Parker White. Top 5 for the restart. Johnson, Kyler Wynn, the next 2 cars in line. So Parker trying to go 2 in a row. He's been running well all night, even though he's had a couple brush-ups with the outside wall. We'll see if he can maybe get it done here tonight and start off his Super Speedway season with back-to-back victories.
We'll see. How about some other drivers we haven't talked about? The 13, the Thomas Lloyd, he's worked himself into now 3rd off of that exchange on green flag pit stops. There he is. He's doing a nice job as of right now. Have to see how it works all the way to the end, though. And this is the highest he's been all night. Here we go yet again. I don't think we're gonna have to worry about a fuel scenario, so it's gonna be pure racing from this on forth. For the 148 of Luke Peters, in the best position to control this race all the way to the checkered flag as long as he does it right and the runs don't come to him.
Here we go.
Here we go indeed. Green flag back out on the racetrack. Luke Peters gonna mash the throttle and up and away we go. And if it's go time, it's now. And here comes Bachman wasting no time. He hops himself to the third lane, but goes nowhere.
He had a good run and nobody answered the call there. But I don't think it's go time yet. We still got 31 to go at the line. I think that is still a bit premature. And I think if you want to start talking about going, I'd say maybe 10, 15 to go, because still there's a whole lot that can happen in 31 laps as Thomas Lloyd drops down onto the apron to get out of harm's way. And in the meantime, Peter Kenny now takes over the race lead. Almost contact there between Justin and Luke Peters. Third, he was going to come down, but thought better of it at the last possible second and avoids a big collision.
Yeah, that was near disaster, especially off a restart when everybody just so bunched up. We're going to go 4 wide as I think Bethune is going to get left up on the high side. 4 wide into 1.
Yeah, we saw it just happen before with 4 wide, but looks like they'll be fine this time. As here comes Justin on the high side by side with Kenny for the race lead, as you see Bachman still losing spots up there with no help at all, but still plenty of time to try to get those spots back.
Nope, here comes Benjamin. Oh, gonna get cut out. Yeah, he had the run, but looks like it wasn't as big of a run, but here it comes. He looked on his mirror and saw that high side coming, so he's gonna hop to the high side. We'll see if he can get enough of a run to get by the 33.
Here we go, and the trial will come into 30 laps to go at the line. I think Benjamin might get it here, as Colton Zimmer now works his way back into the top 5 after being involved in an incident earlier. The 15, one of those still looking for his first ever league win. Can he pull it off? And there's the Red Bull car, Joe Burgee, trying to work his way back into the top 10. That second caution that came out, he got his other lap back with the free pass. So now all of a sudden, after being 2 laps down and seemingly out of it, that 83's got a good shot to get a good finish now tonight.
Yeah, he nearly got wrecked though in turns 1 and 2. I think one car tried to come up, but looks like he wasn't clear. Bergie had to match the brakes to get off of him. And here we go yet again, and it's Bachman up on the high side. Look at the run he has.
He fell to about 15th place. And with and it's Kyler win again. We saw Kyler give that big push to Justin earlier, and now gives a big enough push to Bachman where he can come down. So Kyler Wynn looks like he's probably the best pusher of anybody in the field so far tonight. And up the middle, Colton Zimmer and Cole Williams, both of whom have been involved in a couple wrecks tonight, trying to get themselves up to the lead.
Oh, here comes that outside line again, but this time it's going to be Wynn up front.
And Burgee. And Kyle will come down in front of Colton, but can't clear Bachman. And now it's just Burgee and Parker White up top. And we'll see if Kyler can maybe clear out of 4, but Bachman washes up a little bit, and that's going to cost him some time.
Oh man, that 09 of Zimmer's just nailed right onto the back bumper, that 146. Precise driving by all those drivers, and we're still 3 wide.
Burgee.
And here comes Bergie again.
With help from Parker this time, not enough run to clear, but letting people know he's there now as Cole jumped up to the top. And here comes Jasper Lendblade to fill Cole Williams' spot there in the middle line.
Oh man. Bergie has a nice run there by the high side. Parker's doing a nice job of pushing him, but not going to be able to clear. Who is going to be able to clear is the 146 to the inside line. Gets in front of Bachman.
That took his time, and patience paid off there for the 146 as he now leads this pack. Coming to 27 to go. So starting to inch our way closer to this last part of the race. And they're still all bunched up, so if another incident happens, it's probably going to be another big one.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, as I said, in your eyes, it's not go time, but in my eyes, I think it's go time now. But with the fuel situation out of the way, I think we're gonna have a wreck brewing up here in a moment as a few cars go on the apron there for some reason, and Bergie to the front.
Yeah, 2 clown cars dropped onto the apron. I think they're sensing a wreck happening soon, and they want no part of it if it happens. And for the first time tonight, only about 15 laps ago, Joe Bergie was 2 laps down. Now leads the field, coming to 26 to go.
Here comes some more names into the mix. You got the number 79, Schmidt there, up on the high side. Is he pushing Cole Williams?
I think he is.
No, that's, is it Cole Williams? I'm not really sure, though. Yeah, it is Cole Williams, and Cole is 6 laps down. And he's running up in this main pack like it's nothing.
Yeah, he got quite a bit of damage in the wreck that caused the 262 car to go upside down, but he got that repaired, and Cole at this point is playing a similar role to what we saw with Bridger Olsen at Daytona last week, where he has quite a few laps down and has no chance of winning, but we'll see if he can maybe try to help a lead lap car maybe score a victory. And speaking of people that were helped to victories by lapped cars, Parker White, who was helped by Bridger last week, now takes the lead with 25 to go.
Yeah, oh man, they're starting to stack up. This is about that. ATVO just froze on me. Gonna have to use Task Manager to just end it. But man, it's looking intense now. It's looking intense.
Yeah, apologies for the lack of ticker here for a couple of moments. We'll get that rectified as quickly as possible. But look at Colton Zimmer up on the top side. I believe he actually led the lap at the line. But now Parker will finally take the lead again, and we'll try to go back-to-back here in this series.
Oh boy. Here we go again. So Parker now up front. We know how he could grab the win. He grabbed it last week at Daytona in the Truck Series. But Zimmer comes up with a huge run, and it's going to be Lloyd. Lloyd's going to be the pusher.
Thomas Lloyd and Colton Zimmer are probably the 2 unlikeliest duo right there, or the unlikeliest duo to be helping each other up to the lead, but here they are, showing that they've got some super speedway prowess, and we'll see what these 2 can do here in the closing stretches of this race. Good to see new faces up there.
Oh, always. See if he can make something happen. Bergie's picking up. Not clear Zimmer that just yet. But you know who did hop himself to the high side? The 15 of Benjamin A. White. He found a hole in line, and now here he is. 3rd car up on the high side. He's going to make the challenge to go 3 wide. We'll see if anybody goes with him.
And it looks like Cole's going to, but they're disconnected for right now. So they got to get that. As Aaron Brown will jump up there as well, and another clown car also. So now the 3rd line starting to form up again.
Ooh.
No! And Lloyd hooks Zimmer, and here we go again.
Caution is out.
Caution will fly, and once again, a bad bump as Aaron Brown ends up running into Zimmer there. But once again, a bad bump ends up triggering a wreck towards the front of the field. And once again, another wreck that should have been a lot bigger than it was.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I'm so surprised that...
How?
I know, I mean, as soon as the 13 started to tuck himself behind the 09, I knew something was going to go bad, but the only real damage off of that incident was the 148 and the 09 colliding. So we'll have to see on how they're going to do as Aaron Brown just sort of
the 09,
adding on to the fire,
right.
But yeah, they all might be all right. I'm not going to lie, but
Benjamin's got some damage right here. You'll see the 09 get hooked right in front of him and gets run into by the 143 who had nowhere to go in that. And here's Aaron Brown trying to slow it down. Whoa, Peters, nice job missing Zimmer right there. So it looks like only 3 or 4 cars are going to end up getting damage out of this, which, again, considering the leader of the race got wrecked from the high side of Talladega, the fact that we only ended up with about 4 cars with damage is really remarkable.
yeah, That's amazing. That just comes so shocking to me.
Like,
Framerung's gonna get away around, by the way.
This is like the third or fourth time now that we've had a wreck towards the front like that, where it's only taken like 5 or less people out, and I'm just sitting here like it's a matter of time before there's gonna be like a 15 or 20 car wreck. Like, this isn't gonna keep happening, right?
Yeah.
Like this luck seems too good to keep happening. But tough break there for Colton Zimmer, and just a bad bump there from the 13 of Thomas Lloyd. But even though he has a bit of bumper damage, I think the 09 should be no worse for wear, assuming he goes down to pit road and gets that buffed out.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm not really sure how the new damage model is going to really interpret that, but hopefully it's not too bad. But oh boy, we're coming up here. I mean, that's wrong because I had to reset ATVO. We've had about like 3-4 cautions. Oh boy. Looking spicy. We still have a lot of cars left in it. Oh man, so damage in the new tire model. What am I saying? Yeah, totally. Blah 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 blah. What am I saying? Anyway, damage in the new damage model. Pretty weird. Typically, if you like nail a car pretty hard, you're getting at least a minute. But if you get like your whole entire like bumper ripped off, I think it's still repairable. It'll still be fine. I mean, if it gets unbuckled or something like that, not enough like the whole bumper's gone, but I think here, let me it's hard to explain. Let me scroll back and try to find a damaged vehicle. Oh, Tommy's back on the racetrack. So
Whole lot of laps down though.
yeah, so I mean, in the case of Tommy, he's 45 laps down. No way that's repairable. Sawyer St. Clair, he had a solid amount of damage. And for Sawyer, he sits 7 laps down, but he got it repaired enough in which he could stay in that lead draft. And typically, if you have like over 2 minutes of damage, your race is a wash, but I mean, we're hearing reports of people who have like 5 minutes of damage, and they could still hang on with that lead draft. So I'm excited to see on how. Yeah, I know that is insane. That's unheard of, except with the new damage model. So I'm excited to see once the new damage model gets implemented into other cars, like the Cup car, the Xfinity car, and truck, on how it will all, you know, form up together. So, just because you're in the wreck doesn't mean you're out of it. Here we go again, 20 laps to go, so total of 18 cars still on the lead lap. And we'll have to keep our eyes on the people who were involved in that wreck. Zimmer and Brown would sort of clip Zimmer there at the end. And who's the other car? I forgot. There was one other car who was involved in that wreck, but who do you want to win, Dewey?
Oh, come on. I can't answer that.
I'm gonna throw in a bit of commentator bias, but this is gonna come out from left field, so I want Jeremiah Bethune to win this thing. I know he hasn't been running up front, but you know, he's just laying back there, just minding his own P's and Q's.
That'd be an unexpected win for sure.
That's right. I mean, based off of like everybody in the field, I think the least expected person to win this thing is Jeremiah Bethune. But I mean, Talladega is always a lottery gamble, so it's viable for that 90 to come out in victory lane.
Hey, and speaking of guys that may come out of left field, we got three rookies in the top 10. Jasper Lenglade, Miles Nelson, and Luke Peters. So we'll see what those three have for the guys that have been here a while. Green flag is out with 19 laps to go. Parker White trying to go back-to-back here in this series.
It's a sprint race as Tommy Reynolds drops himself down low out of harm's way. They're all stacked up on the restart. This is when everything's most intense, where runs come extremely harsh.
At a premium, too.
Oh, and
As Thomas Lloyd and I think Lenglade both are going to drop down onto the apron and probably, to avoid a wreck they fear is going to happen up here.
oh boy, they're starting to stack three already.
Yeah, here they go. Bachman, Kyler Wynn, and Parker White. 3 wide for the lead. Both of them had no help. Now they both do. We might go 4 wide for the lead out of 4.
Oh my gosh, what a run Howard! Where did he start? He's gone to the lead.
With Justin Johnson, they left out Bachman and Dominic Calgos on the 4th line all the way down to the bottom. And for the first time tonight, the 86 takes the race lead.
He went from 13th to the lead.
Oh, Kyler tried to come down on Parker but wasn't clear to and almost caused a wreck. He'll jump back up to the middle with help from Justin. And Bachman's trying to resurrect that 3rd line after being left out to dry out of 4. See if he can make it work this time.
Unbelievable. Howe went from 13th all the way to the lead with that 4 wide pass. That is amazing.
That was a huge run he had with Justin Johnson. So Justin, even though he ended up causing a wreck with a bad bump, he is a good pusher. As is the car he's pushing right now, Kyler Wynn. And oh man. So now Dominic is in uncharted waters in terms of actually leading the race tonight. Let's see if he can set himself up there and maybe contend for the win.
Which I have to see though. Everybody's disorganized.
Here's Bachman up top again.
Oh boy. Oh,
Whoa.
I think Howe got bumped out of line. He's on the apron, so this is going to disrupt this inside line.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And Parker saved it.
Oh my gosh, what?
He's got to merge back up though.
Oh, he somebody has to give him room. Kilowa does.
There he goes.
Oh, we got a wreck though.
Aaron Brown's around. And he saves it.
Oh, what in the world is going on? Like,
What?
I don't even know what's
And
happening.
Bachman's leading now.
What? There's so many things going on at once. What in the world was that?
Parker White saved it. Kyler Wynn saved it. Aaron Brown saved it. Now David Bachman's leading the race. Might be Justin Johnson here in a moment.
Unreal. And we've really separated the pack. My goodness, there's barely anybody in this lead draft. So everybody from, I'd say, like 15th or around that 15th spot,
nuts.
they're going to have to catch themselves back up. And I mean, for those people who are sitting up here, Parker White, they have a chance to regroup themselves and get themselves back in this lead pack. But man, I cannot believe that wasn't a caution.
Bachman still leads here into 3, catches the apron just a little bit. And now he's got William Schmidt behind him in second. I don't know where he came from either. As Burgie's going to jump up top, and that's going to leave just Justin and Zimmer in the middle line.
Still
Probably
third
3
line.
of the unlikeliest people you would see battling for the lead like this. But here they all are, going into turn 1, which is 15 laps to go.
Oh!
Oh! Whoa.
Zimmer got real tight. Dord, I think the 83, but look at the drivers right behind. They got a huge run.
Here they go.
Well, where are they going to take it, though?
Yeah, Parker, Kyler, and one of the clown cars are catching this lead pack, and just as they were disconnected, they're all stacked up again. Benjamin makes a big move to the bottom. Burgie shuts the door on him, and he'll go back up to the middle. And we'll see where Bachman goes. Looks like it's in the 15.
Oh, they're starting to stack up yet again. This
Here we
is
go.
looking sketchy.
And Cole Williams leading the high side again, but he's still 6 laps down, but that car is repaired enough where it's capable of staying with anybody. And he's going to go with Bachman here into 1.
Oh my.
For a moment he did. Oh boy. Justin, I think he's going to make a move to the bottom out of 2. There he goes.
There he goes. Oh, I think Bachman's just trying to play his rules right. Unfortunately, it didn't go his way.
And look at Parker. He's up there again.
Yeah, Parker's back up there.
And here comes Benjamin on the bottom. So now Cole is leading the pack even though he's 6 laps down. And Peter Kenny's helping him there. So I think the 19 is going to have to make a move at some point to get around the 143. Because even though the 143 is fast, you know, you're not going to pass them for position. The 143 needs to be behind these guys helping.
And there are 4 cars disconnected
to, of course, but I'm sure all the lead lap cars prefer he is.
So everybody from 12th on back are all disconnected from this big pack. So
yeah, they need to be
Thomas, Dominic, Bethune, Lenglade, Nelson, and Broughton all got disconnected from this lead draft because of that, because of the shuffle. But they need to catch a caution though for it to go their way. Because if this thing stays green, I don't think they're going to be able to contend for the win.
Well, the way they're racing right now, a caution is definitely not out of the question. Bachman leads out of 4, but here comes Justin. Might go.
Oh, he opened up the middle
for the lead. Here comes Parker, but just as he had a run, had no help up the middle. Luke Peters takes it 4 wide for 3rd.
Oh my gosh! Oh, he made it work! Oh, they're still 4 wide! Oh, Bertie hit the apron! Kilo backs out of it! They all reshuffle themselves back in line.
This is like a powder keg waiting to explode. It's just a matter of time before it does.
Yeah,
Bachman and Peters make contact. Burgee gets bumped down onto the apron. Yeah. And Parker White clears for the lead.
Somebody shoved a whole roll of Mentos into a Diet Coke bottle and sealed it up. And it's about to implode here in a moment. Because, my goodness, this pack... Oh my gosh. Hopefully everybody survives all the way to the end. But, man, they're racing so hard right now.
I want them to survive to the end, but my gut tells me they're not going to.
No way.
But 11 to go at the line. Kyler barely clears the 95, and he takes the lead here into 1 as they're going to put the 18 of Aaron Brown down a lap.
Yeah, Aaron was involved in that shuffle. So, down 1 he goes.
Justin down into the bottom.
Oh, they're making some moves!
Back. Whoa! Bachman had a big move up there, and I think Benjamin blocked him up there, and that's going to cost the 84 some time.
Oh, man. I don't think there's enough cars to make a 3rd line work.
I think there is.
I think there is.
Just let anybody try it, though.
Yeah, I mean, if you try to pull out to make a 3rd line work, you're destroying the 2nd line.
Well, it's also a big risk because if you go up there, there's no guarantee anybody's going to go with you either.
That's right, and if somebody goes with you, I think that 2nd line will just condense yet again because there's so little cars on that 2nd line. Here comes Bachman, though.
And Zimmer to the lead again. Could Colton Zimmer shock the league and take his first league win tonight?
Oh, Wynn is going to try to he's trying to deny him right now.
And I'd like to point out that Colton Zimmer has been hooked from the lead twice tonight, and he's back up there again.
Unreal.
He got hooked by Johnson earlier and got hooked by Thomas. It's Bachman. Schmidt's going to get taken with him. Burgee's collected, and there's the caution that the 2nd pack needed. Hopefully they don't run into these guys.
I think that's all repairable, honestly, but we'll have to see. But Schmidt seemed as though...
Oh, man. All right, so... Just as we were talking about people getting hooked, the 84 just got set right up into the outside wall. We got to look at it here. Leading that 3rd line with Schmidt. And, yeah. And Burgee's just stuck right there. And somebody ran into the 83 as well.
That doesn't seem as bad as I thought.
Yeah. It looked worse than it is.
But, I mean, right there. Oh, that's Justin. And I think Burgee's fine, too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think everybody's fine, but they're going to have to take some lengthy optional.
That was more of a side hit than it was anything else, so they might be all right.
Oh, man. Okay, I guess we're fine, so... Breathe again. My goodness, it has been an insane race. for these entire 75 laps. Total contrast of what last week provided us, thankfully. But, man, I feel bad for Bachmann, though. He was the only car who was really trying to make that third line work. I mean, he was the outcast of, like, all the drivers in that main pack who were ambiguous to that third line. And that also gives a good break for all those drivers who were disconnected from the lead pack. But man, that also adds to the flames. Oh, and some drivers gonna hit pit road. Seems as though they're gonna top off on fuel. A lot of people do. Oh my goodness.
Everyone did. Did anybody stay out?
I think there had to be like a few drivers stay out, but man, I'm surprised how many people hit pit road.
Just make absolute sure that you're good on fuel.
I wouldn't even take on fuel. I mean, the thing about taking on fuel, so it's something that doesn't really get mentioned often when you're on a super speedway, but basically, like on short tracks, I think it would make a huge difference. So it's called setting the rear down. The more gasoline you have in your car, the more that rear end is going to be set. But off of restarts, it's going to be hard for you to get going. I mean, it doesn't make quite as big of a difference, but since we're in a draft and such like that, but I'm just very surprised some of these drivers are coming down electing to put on some fuel. I'll have to see, though. I'm not sure if it makes the rear end heavier, so it'll be easier for them to get pushed forth. Not really sure, though.
We'll see.
Alright, so, seems as though everybody from 7th on back did hit pit road. Bachmann's on pit road, didn't do damage repair. See that right front all sort of buckled in, but it's sort of being pushed down. Aaron Brown's gonna get lucky. He's gonna get the lucky dog. And a free pass, so Roten, there he is. And Berge, I think he's fine as is as well, so again, these wrecks are either massive or small. I've never seen, like, there's no in between. Because the way they're wrecking is so weird. Never seen it. I don't know if that's a perk of the new damage model, that the physics of the car act a bit awkward now. Regardless, though, I mean, I ain't complaining. It's left everybody up in this main pack for right now. But, oh boy. I think Bachmann might get lapped. I'll have to see. Yeah, he is going to get lapped. So we're going to be left with 70 cars out on the racetrack.
A lot better than 4.
And Frimpong is now 1 lap down. And that car looks new. So,
yeah, one more caution, he might be right back in it. You never know.
That's right, so...
And with the way these guys have been racing, with how few laps there are left, gonna be honest, I'm fully expecting another yellow to happen.
If you're now just tuning us here live on MaxspeedTV, ACOG iRacing Super Speedway Series, round number 2, here live at Talladega. About to crown a winner here in just a moment. Man, what a race it has been for the 75 lap event. I'm nervous because, my goodness gracious, it's been intense. We'll go through some drivers and seeing how they're doing. There's Kyler Wynn. Kyler, I don't think he's been in victory lane before. Luke Peters up on the high side. That 148 is a rookie. And if he wins tonight, that would be a huge, huge upset. But man, look at 3rd place. Benjamin A. White, our former co-commentator up there in the booth. He's sitting up here in 3rd. He has a huge shot to get this win.
We got to look through this entire top 10. So Kyler's never won. Peters has never won. Benjamin, Zimmer, Lloyd. You got to go back to Dominic Howe in 7th. It's the first car in this top 10 that's won a race. Kiloa had never won before Friday. Bethune's never won. And Peter Kenny, I think, has won 2 or 3 times. So we have a great chance here of potentially seeing a first-time winner, because everybody in this top 6 has yet to see victory lane here.
I mean, just because we have a majority of people up inside this top 6 who have no win doesn't mean none of those one of those 6 are going to come out as victors. You saw Dominic Howell, that last restart. He worked himself from 13th spot, 13th spot, all the way to the lead in 1 lap. Unreal. So he sits himself in 7th.
Well, Joe Burgee is restarting in 14th. So if Dominic can do it, let's see if the 83 can as well. But we'll go green here with 6 laps to go. And like we just mentioned, the top 6 have yet to win here in ACOG. We'll see if one of them can get it done tonight.
All right, here we go. Woo! Pace car scoots itself onto pit road. 6 laps of racing left. Hopefully everybody makes it around for this restart, because you know how restarts go. Everybody gets bunched up and such.
Here we go.
Green, green, green. And it all comes down to this.
Yeah, if you thought it wasn't go time before, boy, is it ever now.
Al looking for some room. He might split it 3.
Zimmer took no time at all getting down to the bottom as well, and that's going to hurt the high side a little bit. And here comes the 06 of Miles Nelson. He's going to take it 3 wide above the 148 of Peters, recognize that he was slower, and he takes the opportunity. He'll have help from Kiloa Hankins. And here comes Thomas Wood on the bottom as Benjamin went up the middle, and Zimmer's gunning for the lead.
Oh boy, here we go. 3 wide, 3 rows deep as we head into 3. We'll see if Zimmer could get clear of that 146, but it looks like it's not going to happen, though. They're all stacking up. Who's going to get the outside line rolling? And it might be the 06. How about Miles Nelson out of nowhere?
They've got to be real careful, because this is where the powder keg is going to go off, and if it goes off now, everybody's getting swept up in it.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it nearly happened there as Zimmer blocked out that clown machine. I think that's a Benjamin A. White in the midst of that. Some drivers switching lanes in the midst of this pack, but man, Miles Nelson has a run. He's flying!
He's got the lead, let it at the line. 5 laps to go.
Oh, he's on the
right! There it is! That's the big one! And just as he got to the lead, he's hard into the outside wall, and now he's up on top of the safer barrier. Oh no, that's somebody else, but there he is. His car is destroyed. Hankins I saw around in that.
Oh no!
Kyler Wynn looks like he's going to walk out of here with the lead. Man, Miles Nelson had such a good run up there. Just got to the lead, and it ended as quickly as it started. And nowhere for Justin. Peters is in that. Parker White ends up in that. Whole lot of people in this one. I think he just got too high and ended up getting into the wall, and they all stacked up.
Bang.
Big hit.
Oh, what the?
What?
That was Benjamin A. White.
Oh, no!
But
That is the worst way to end up out of a race right there. That is extremely unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, Nelson just got the outside wall.
I mean, he might have been okay here. And oh, well, we're looking at the 06 again, but yeah, they all stacked up, and there's Parker and Aaron Brown. We gotta look at the 15 again, because that was absolutely bizarre.
Oh my goodness!
The wall just grabbed him. Like the wall just saw his car and said, "You know what? You're my dinner tonight," and just grabbed him and flung him up into the fence.
Yeah, watch here the 15. I mean. For Benjamin just minding his own P's and Q's.
72 gets hooked, 06 gets hooked. He might be okay here, and it just grabs him and flings him right up into the safer barrier.
Yeah.
I mean, and he gets stuck on his side. I mean, like, man.
It looked like he had it, but unfortunately, no. Oh, man. So, in the restart, green-white-checkered.
I guess the safer barrier was craving some clown cars for dinner, and got a hefty serving of one right there.
Oh, he got a full 4-course meal with that one.
Yeah, goodness. He did. Oh man. So the 15 is gonna be out of it. The 06 is gonna be out of it. There's the free pass that Frimpong's been waiting for all night. So he'll be
finally on the lead lap.
He'll be, I think he's going to be off pace because he's been slow all night because of the damage he got early. However, if they wreck again on the white flag, it's just, free positions to gain at that point.
Yeah, that's right. So, woo, man.
So, Kyler now leads, Zimmer second, Thomas Lloyd third, Kenny's fourth, and Burgee's fifth now. So this will put us into green-white-checkered territory, and
Right.
a brief, a brief thing, I guess, of how that goes. So the first two green-white-checkers, if they, get 2 laps on the green, that's it. That's the race. If a caution comes out before the white flag on the first two, they line them up and we'll try again. But on the third one, if a caution comes out, then the field is frozen at the time of the caution, and the finishing order will be determined that way. Hopefully, we don't get that far into it. We've seen it happen before.
Yeah, it happened at this very racetrack. I mean, we used up all 3 green-white-checkers, and nobody made it all the way to the end. And
I think Garrett Hess won his first league race that way.
Yeah, Hess won an Xfinity race that way. I know in the ARCA series last season, this race also went to 3 green-white-checkers, and we didn't make it all the way. We didn't make it to the.
Was that the Spencer Burns race?
Yes, that was. So.
Yeah, I remember Spencer Burns winning a race that way, but the Garrett Hess one was weird because that was the one where nobody knew what was going on, and the race to the finish was like the 200 feet between the restart zone and the finish line.
Yeah, that's right, and
it took us a good 15 minutes to figure out what was going on there. But man, I just feel so bad for Benjamin after watching that. Like, you're watching it, you think, oh, he's going to brush the wall, he should be fine, and then boom, it just flings him right up into the fence. Just, I feel gutted for him right there. And I thought tonight could have been the night where he maybe broke through and got that first win, but unfortunately it's going to have to wait another week or so.
Here we go. Alright. Oh my goodness. Oh no! Oh no. I'm gonna scream again. Get my voice ready to start screaming at my monitor. And I'm not really... We're left with 16 cars all on the lead lap, by the way. Bachman is a person 1 lap down, so... If we do have another wreck, Bachman does get the wave around, and that, depending on how big the wreck is, might dwindle down the field even further. But man, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. If we make it to the white, there's no way we're not gonna wreck.
I just hope that we don't go to the 3rd green-white checker. That's all I'm asking for.
Yeah. I remember last season here at this racetrack, it was just messy. Like, nobody couldn't even make it into 1. And that's why we just had so many wrecks that way, but hopefully, we can make it to the white. And it's just our first attempt, as Joe Berkey is all over the place. Oh man, look at these contenders up in this mix. You got Kyler Wynn, Colton Zimmer, Peter Kenny, Thomas Lloyd, Jeremiah Bethune. Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. So.
Yeah, we've got quite the assembly of drivers here.
Yeah, that's right, so.
And so like we ran down before, the top 3 have never won. Kenny and Burgee have combined for like 4 wins total. And Bethune, Johnson, Lenglade have not won. And then Schmidt and Parker White each have won a handful of times. So it's still a good chance I think we get a first-time winner, but a couple of them unfortunately have been knocked out here in the late goings.
Alright. Oh man, here we go.
Let's try it again.
That's right, let's try it again. It all comes down to this. Do that to me one more time, was it's never enough.
No.
I'm sorry. Hey, that's a Larry McReynolds thing. Whatever. Going green this time by green-white-checkered 1 out of 3. And here we go. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Green.
Oh, Burgee did not get a good start, and that's going to really hurt the inside line. But just as I say that, Bethune fills the gap on the bottom. Here we go. Kyler's got a bit of a nose on the 09. But how would it shape out down the back?
Oh man, they're going to start to stack up down the back straight away. Who's going to pull out to make it 3 wide? Not sure who it's going to be. Here comes Parker. No, never mind. He ducks the line.
Zimmer like hooked from the lead again.
Oh, there they go in the back.
Oh, there they go. Oh, no, and one car gets launched up on the fence. That's below it. Gets into 72. I apologize for laughing, but that looks kind of funny. And he got launched and just stuck on his side. And for the second caution in a row, a clown car is on its side after hitting the fence.
Oh, man. Well, I mean, I knew it. They were going to start to stack up down the back straightaway. They got disorganized, but... Oh, man. Poor Kiloa was just a victim of circumstances. But yeah, look at that inside line just jam up, and it was Frimpong ran right into the back of...
Oof. Jeez, the wall grabbed him again. Yeah, it was a big stack up on the bottom, and Frimpong couldn't get slowed down in time, and nowhere for the 262 to go, and...
That's Tommy Reynolds.
Man, the wall is really craving clown cars tonight.
I don't know.
It's now eating up 2 of them.
Aaron Brown also got turned in the midst of that.
Got it locked down, though, looks like.
Yeah, but yeah, as soon as they started to stack up, it was going to turn wrong. I mean, if that wreck didn't happen, this wreck would have. And that was Dominic
Agreed.
Cowell.
And
oh, my.
No!
Oh,
man!
Oh, jeez.
No!
Oh, disaster. Actually, disaster.
Oh, man. Man, oh, man, oh, man.
Arca breaks at its finest, guys.
Poor Dominic Cowell. He had it locked down, getting it going again, and here comes the 84, and then the 262, just BAM!
Oh, yeah, disaster.
Oh, man.
But man, how about Zimmer? He nearly got hooked down the back straightaway again. He kept it straight this time, but oh my god.
Yeah, he's been hooked from the lead twice tonight. Got hooked by Justin Johnson earlier on one of the first couple cautions, and got hooked by Thomas Lloyd, and just about got hooked a third time.
So yeah, you might as well say twice
now
and a half.
He's gonna lead the field for the second green-white-checkered now.
Lots of drivers on pit road taking some optional repair and such like that. But yeah, he got hooked twice and a half.
I mean, what an upset it would be if that 09 can pull off the win tonight.
Oh yeah, that's right. If that 09 comes out victorious here, my goodness, I gotta get a snippet of what kind of steering ratio he's running.
See who got the free pass for the caution? I think it would have been the 84, but he ended up involved in the wreck.
Yeah, so it was Sawyer St. Clair.
And Sawyer's like 7 laps down, so looks like no free pass this time. So I think we're still left with either 15 or 16 cars that'll duke it out here.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. And this is like the same situation. Restarts in the ARCA car are the most dangerous part of the session. Like, it's not the racing itself, it's just off of restarts, in which usually, typically, you're going to be able to push on the super speedway machine and get yourself, get that line rolling, but you can't push, so that line just stacks up. And it stacked up there down the back. Perfect example of what happens when they stack up. And the only real way in which you could avoid that is you gotta pull out ASAP.
And even that's risky.
That's right. So yeah, once you pull out, who's gonna go with you? Do you want to drop back, or do you want to keep yourself in line and bottled up? But I think whoever's gonna make that third line work might have a viable shot at winning this thing. Green-white-checkered 2 out of 3, by the way.
It's just a matter of how quickly the third line can get together, how many of them go up there, and if they can bump cleanly.
Right.
And if they can accomplish those 3 things, then it might be a viable option. But if not, then whoever goes up there will probably just go right to the back. So 1 to go this time. This will be green-white-checkered number 2. So if the caution comes out again, then we'll go for the third one, and that's when we'll start freezing the field and stuff. So hopefully we don't get there. But man, like we said, what an upset it would be if that 09 of Colton Zimmer can pull this off tonight after being hooked twice from the race lead nearly being hooked a third time. I mean, that would be just an unreal first-time win if he can do this.
Yeah, but man,
Only
you're
5.32 miles separate him from victory lane. He's just got to be the first one to complete those 5.32 miles.
Yeah, that's right. So, I mean, the thing is, my goodness. As a leader, you're such a sitting duck up front. You do not want to jump the restart. You want to keep everybody as close as you can, but you don't want to stack it up too hard. But you also don't want to be out so far ahead in which they all get a run on you, so...
Yeah, if you stack them up too bad, then you end up with a restart wreck, but if you go too early, then you'll just be easy pickings for everybody else. So, I mean, it may look easy. You may look at what the 09 situation is and think, oh yeah, he's got this. He's in the lead. But honestly, in a situation like this, I'd rather be like, maybe third or fourth than first right now, because I do not want to be the car that has to trigger this restart.
By the way, Zimmer did win yesterday in the dirt late model event of Volusia. But this would be his first. This would be his first asphalt win. I
did not know he won yesterday. All right, so yeah, his first asphalt win, second league win. But hey, you know what? Going 2 for 3 in the weekend after winning your first race is still pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, how about that?
So now that I have this information,
here we go.
Here we go.
Just hopefully they don't stack up big time again, and hopefully if they do stack up, that they're going to be able to keep it straight and, not run into each other. Here we go.
Here we go. Green flag. Looks good.
It looks good for now, but it's going to get messy off of 2.
Well, I mean, I think Zimmer timed the restart pretty well because he's got the 19 tucked in right behind him, and the outside couldn't get a good run on him.
Oh my gosh, here comes Hal. He's coming with a run. He has Bernie behind him.
Can he go from outside the top 10 to the lead in 1 lap again?
Oh!
Look at Kyler up the middle!
Wow!
Schmidt! What a move by Kyler Wynn!
Oh, they're stacking up 3 again. Oh, Bergie goes around!
Oh, there they go! Bergie and Frimpong, and the 83 is going to spin it in the middle of 3. Will the caution come out? Yes, it will. And it's time for the third green-white-checkered as Parker White gets involved late. Oh, boy. So now if they wreck again before the white flag, the field's frozen, and nobody wants to see that happen.
Yeah, I mean... Oh, my gosh.
Now let's see. That Dominic and Bergie had a big head of steam coming up on the 33 who got left out by Kyler Wynn. And Bergie saw an opening there between Bethune and Frimpong, but it wasn't big enough for his car. And
there was another wreck.
Yeah, Thomas Lloyd got spun before all of this. What happened here?
I got hit by the 26.
Oh, Roten got into him.
But up front, though. Ooh.
Ouch.
13 did hit the inside wall, but, I mean...
Yeah, there's the move by Kyler, and then you'll see the 86 and the 83 come flying up on the 33. A gap's going to open here with Lengay moving to the bottom. Bergie sees that and tries to make it stick, but couldn't quite clear Frimpong.
And they stacked up again. Another situation of just stacking up on the restart. I mean, off of the restart. Justin!
And,
Justin was the one who, it started the stack up, and Bergie didn't anticipate it. He tried to fling down low, and he was already all over Hal by the time they started to stack up. So I think a wreck would have happened anyway. So got to try it again.
Yeah, hopefully they can make it around to the white flag this time. Because the last thing anybody wants to see happen in a race like this is to have the order determined by the field being frozen.
Yeah, and it's looking to be the same situation as it was in the last season. It's the same way. They just have to watch out for stack-ups. Everybody just needs to be on their toes, until the white flag, of course. But, man... This thing's aiming to end under yellow. I could feel it already. It happened not only here at Talladega in the ARCA series, it happened as well at Daytona. Christopher Weil came out as victorious because we used up all 3 green-white-checkers. So, it's looking to be the same way again. But now, the question is, have they learned their lesson? Not really sure. We don't have a lot of cars in this lead pack, by the way. I mean, we're really wiping out more of the field now. Parker White was involved in that. See Thomas now scooting himself out. Berge was involved. There's Aaron Brown. Now he's on the lead lap, by the way. So, there you go. Deloa is now down a pit road, 2 laps down.
Yeah, after getting eaten up by the wall.
Yep.
I'm also a big proponent of changing the 3rd green-white-checkered to just not calling a caution if a wreck happens.
I'm all for that, too.
Or organized chaos.
Yeah, that's right. Should have been unlimited green-white-checkers.
Yeah, we've done it this way for a while, but personally speaking, I think it's time for a change there. We'll see, though.
We'll see.
I mean, not necessarily to cause more chaos, I just hate having races end under caution. Like,
yeah, same here.
That is one of my biggest pet peeves with racing, is when it ends under caution.
Yeah, that's right. And not only for us, but for the 26 other people who are watching. You want to see this thing go all the way.
Well, and the people racing, too, they don't want it to end under caution. Like, I mean, because we've had situations where, you know, the main pack is fine, and then maybe 2 cars wreck all the way in the back, and that ends up bringing a caution up, you know.
Yeah, ruins it.
Just shockwaves of annoyance.
Yeah, it's one small wreck could ruin the whole party, so everybody just has to stay clean. If they do wreck, though, it better be big.
Yeah, it's like, if you're gonna have this thing end under caution, you know,
you better wipe out half the field.
Make it worth our while watching. I don't know. It's like, if it's gonna end under caution, don't have it be 2. You better wad up like 23 cars in the middle of the turn. They have like 5 people go flying all over everywhere. Like, make it worth it if you're gonna end it under caution. Give us our money's worth.
Oh man.
For legal reasons, this is a joke.
Alright, so... hold your breath. At least try to. Kyler? My goodness. So you got Schmidt in 3rd, Bethune, Johnson, and Howell. All gathered up on the inside line. After that, you have, right behind Zimmer, it's going to be Kenny, Lenglade, Frimpong, and, gets Roten right behind, so. Just don't stack up. I just hope they don't stack up. But once they do, if they do start to stack up yet again, I think you call a race. You gotta watch the front. You gotta watch the front if they do stack up.
And you're not going to see anybody drop to the back this time either, because there's no time left to do that.
Yeah, that's right. There ain't no way. This is what you have. So, all for it right here. That's right. And all that matters about this. Pace car scoots stuff on the pit road.
Alright, can we end under green? Let's find out.
Oh, I cross my fingers. I hope and pray to God that they do make it all the way to the white.
Here we go.
Green, green.
Good start for Kyler. And even better start for Zimmer up top.
Oh, they're looking a bit antsy right behind. They're looking 3 wide right behind as Hal drops out. Uh-oh. This is what I was talking about.
Yeah, the 86 is a lot of damage. I think he's just trying to get out of the way.
They're looking to stack up again. Peter to the backside of Zimmer.
Uh-oh, blinker on the bottom. That's Bethune.
Oh, they all got it organized.
Oh, just make it around 2 more turns. But you see Justin in the 33 starting to check up because the 90's blinking. He doesn't want to end up merging into him when he reappears on the track.
Oh,
They
boy.
got to make it around 2 more corners. We've got to end it under green,
Oh,
please.
Peter's all over Zimmer right now.
Here comes Bethune. Schmidt jumped up top. Bethune's going to run to the bottom. There they go. Is it going to stay green? Bethune and Schmidt go around. Another car goes around.
They spun to the inside. This is white.
Green?
That's it. It's white flag.
Here we go.
Oh, the caution comes out. What?
No. We made it. What? What? The caution came out after we crossed the line. What?
Wow.
That's it. Kyler Wynn's going to win the race. But the caution came out after we took the white flag.
What?
What? What?
So that's, I mean, Wynn is gonna win.
I've never seen that before.
I swear, we were definitely across the line. We were definitely across the line.
So, with the caution coming out the way it did, that means we are going to have a first-time winner tonight, and that means that all 3 races this weekend are going to be won by first-time winners. Kealoha Hankins won his first league race in the next-gen race at Atlanta on Friday. Colton Zimmer won his first race in the 358s yesterday at Volusia. And now, here at Talladega in the Super Speedway Series, Kyler Wynn in the 146 is going to come out of here with his first ever ACOG victory. As the whole field is slowing down to let the pace car go by them. That's what this is.
Yeah, that's right.
So I just cannot believe the caution came out like that, because I'm almost certain that they crossed the line before it came out. But
I thought so too. That there's no way. No way.
Here we go, and the checkered flag is out, and Kyler Wynn has won his first ever ACOG race here tonight at the high banks of Talladega. That is not Kyler Wynn.
Nope, it's not. Kyler might have gotten an incident penalty across the line, so it scored him in 12th, but regardless, I think he is going to be a winner. He could easily get that appealed.
Yeah, so the incident penalty shifted him back, so Justin's being credited with the victory on screen, but that's going to be a victory, I believe, for Kyler. So while we can, we'll get a look and see what happened to bring out the caution. Like, I'm not even sure what actually brought the yellow out, because there were 2 cars that spun initially, and then a third one that spun behind them. I want to say it was Bethune and Schmidt that went around, and then Roten got turned, so I don't even know what brought the caution out. Because they crossed it, and then the lights came on, right?
Yeah, I mean, take a look at it again.
I think Zimmer ended up hooking the 79, by the way, and nowhere for the 90 to go.
Right about... Oh, Schmidt came... Yep, that's when the caution came out, so... When Schmidt came across the track...
He wasn't even sideways either, he was just getting it going again.
Yeah, Schmidt came across the track, and I think... And Bethune as well, and as soon as they went on the racetrack, that triggered the caution.
Which would make sense, but I'm almost certain, though, that, you know, Kyler Wynn had taken the white flag before that happened. So I don't know how it triggered the yellow like that. Oh, man.
So yeah, Kyler wins this thing. He's being scored in 12th because of the incident penalty, but obviously easily going to get that appealed. So, regardless, we've crowned out a first-time winner here tonight. ACOG iRacing Super Speedway Series coming to you here live from the virtual Talladega Super Speedway. So we'll be right back after we sort out a few things. Still got to get some things checked up and posted on. But we'll be right back right after these messages. Welcome everybody back here live here for the ACOG iRacing Series event. It ended under caution, as I knew. An unfortunate end here at Talladega as we end under caution, but we've crowned a winner, and that's Kyler Wynn.
Yeah, it was a weird set of circumstances because most of the main pack had crossed the line before the caution came out, but it still triggered a caution anyway. But regardless of that, the 146 will walk out of here with his first ever ACOG victory. And without further ado, let's get some interviews.
Yep, and
it looks like Kyler isn't in the waiting room.
Yeah, Kyler's not in the waiting room right now, so we'll go ahead and drag in our second place driver into the booth. And I mean, I couldn't believe the caution came out, because Justin was right there as soon as that caution flew. The whole entire pack was across the line, and the caution flew, and Justin rounds himself out, unfortunately in second. But man, if that whole entire final lap was green, what were you setting up to be?
Man, I was going into turn one. I thought we crossed the line, so I still don't know why the caution came out. So I was hoping maybe I could defend and come home with a win, but it's still second place, so it is what it is.
Yep, that's right. So Justin, you come out in second here tonight, but man, you were one of the drivers we were watching out for. You were definitely working those both second and third lines. Of course, in the ARCA car, it's very, very hard to push. Just talk to me about the racing out there.
Oh my God, I was being an absolute menace. I was trying to push people. Sometimes it didn't work, sometimes it did. But yeah, the ARCA car, I thought it would be a lot more stable than what it was. And I found out the second and third lines were better, so I was trying to get myself situated up there most of the time.
Yep, and it results in you finishing out second here for tonight. Unfortunately, ended under caution. If that thing went green all the way, I think you would have had a viable shot for that win. But regardless, second place here tonight at Dega. Before I let you go, any sponsors want to take care for tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank Thomas Cassidy. He sponsors the car, and I want to thank Brandon Sampson. He was spotting me for a little bit in the race, so I just want to thank them too.
All right, Bud 10 for Justin Johnson rounds himself out in a second. We'll go ahead and see you coming to the next race, man.
All right, thank you.
Let's get yourselves back one spot to Colton Zimmer.
Hey, Colton, got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, you finally broke through and got your first win yesterday, and you followed that up with a podium finish here tonight. You got hooked twice from the lead, but you recovered nicely. How was the car overall there, and how were the pushes for you?
To be honest, the car sucked, because after I got dumped the first time, I had 5 minutes of optional. The wheel was to the left the whole time. And then I got hooked again, which was not good. It's just hard pushing with these cars, because you can push, just you can't push too much. I'm just glad I got third, but I probably could have done a bit better if I wouldn't have hooked those guys on accident. So I'm sorry to them, but I was going to go low, but there was a guy on my inside. Then I tried going high. Then I hit his bumper, so there wasn't much I could have done, but I'll take third after everything that happened this race.
Yeah, and I just mentioned your win yesterday, so how are you going to take the momentum here from the win yesterday and the third tonight and try to improve your results overall for the rest of the summer series?
Yeah, hopefully Saturday with the Pro Late models, I'm pretty good at those. Hopefully I can get another win. Then hopefully Xfinity at Daytona goes a bit better. The damage model isn't as forgiving on those cars, though, because these cars, it's almost impossible to lose engine damage, so you can kind of stay with the pack a bit more even with damage. So hopefully I can carry this over and do good next week as well.
All right, we'll see how that pans out for you here. Before you let you go tonight, any sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Rocket Racing, QuickTime Chocolate, everyone who helps me out.
All right, Colton Zimmer, P3 here tonight at Talladega. Hope to see you back here for the rest of the season.
Yep, thank you.
Well, let's scoot in one more person into the booth. That'll be Kyler Wynn in the 146, coming out victorious after a oddly timed caution. But regardless, Kyler, a W is a W, and here you are singing victory lane. Congratulations, man. First thoughts?
Man, I thought I had that race lost because of the incident penalty. I thought it was gonna go. I was gonna let everybody go by on the inside. if it went green and then the caution came out. I was just confused from there. But fortunately, you guys waived it. So, yeah, I guess I'm a winner.
Yep, that's right. You're a winner here in ACOG, and man, that was very hectic. You were toward the front there for those last restarts. What was going through your mind once you hit the throttle?
There was a lot of good people up there. Good race. It was tough staying up there, but my whole game plan for the whole race was to sit back until I could make it on field and then go to the lead or go to the front and keep the lead or try and keep the lead, and I did keep the lead, fortunately.
Yeah, you kept the lead enough just at the right time there on that white flag when the caution came out, and you come out victorious here tonight at Talladega, man. Congratulations for your first ever ACOG iRacing League win. And of course, this momentum going to boost you up for us. So what are you looking forward to coming with the Xfinity cars at Daytona?
Well, the Xfinity cars is probably my best cars when I play racing. It's got to be like a lot of luck involved with plate racing also. I usually find myself up front for most of these plate races unless I get wrecked. So I'm just gonna try and next week stay up front. The ARCA car is the only car I stay in the back for the first part of the race, just because of how easy it is to wreck people, like when pushing and all that. So I'll try to go 2 for 2.
All right, by the time for Kyler Wynn rounds himself out up top of the board. Before we let you go, any sponsor want to thank you for tonight?
No.
All right, by 10 for Kyler Wynn rounds himself out victorious here at Talladega. We'll go ahead and see you coming next week to your next race. And that'll be it here from the top of the booth here at the virtual Talladega Super Speedway. What a race. Unfortunate with that caution. I mean, I thought they made it all through the way up, but whatever. Caution came out, ruined the race. I mean, didn't ruin the race, ruined the finish. And we crowned ourselves a victor here tonight at Talladega with Kyler Wynn up top of the leaderboard. And before we let off tonight's broadcast, I want to thank everybody for tuning in here on the ACOG Super Speedway Series. Also got to thank our sponsors as well, MaxspeedTV, as well as everybody else who has supported this league throughout its lifetime. Dewey, any last second comments?
Hey, I just think it's really cool that we had an entire weekend full of first-time winners. Not very often that kind of thing happens. And, for Kiloa Hankins, Colton Zimmer, and Kyler Wynn, a weekend to remember for those three good guys, and we'll see how they fare for the rest of the summer.
Yep, that is right. From the top of the booth, my name's Ezekiel Reyes.
And I'm Dewey Shramby.
So we'll see you later. Come to the next week.